So they have they haven't lost to like bad teams. So they certainly beat us really well today, and because they have a talented, experienced team with a really good coach.
John, you guys are pretty good at halftime adjustments, but then today you guys came out and fumbled the ball around early in the second half.
It was really remarkable. Those 3 turnovers that we had to come out the second half was not good at all. So we tried to do some different things, and all of a sudden, I thought the whole goal was get under 10 at half, and we almost got there. We still had a foul to give in the first half, and we didn't do it. And then the second half, we came out and we just threw the ball away. So it's really, as I always say, it's good for us. We can look at several of our players and say, okay, look, they guarded us this way, and what did we do? We got a lot of work to do.
Coach, the fact that Farrell did such a good job, like you said, contested threes, Marble comes out shooting like that, does that kind of bring that Indiana game right back into play again?
No, not really. I mean, it was a different player. It was different guys, guard different people. The transition offense is really good here. I think you know that. And they push it. They're as dangerous after a make as they are after a miss because they push it so much. But we got to get back and match up, and they were much better at it than us today. Because I think that's where you got a lot of those, and then you got a couple of them offset plays that we got. A couple of them we guarded, a couple of them we didn't guard very well.
What do you attribute Glenn's struggles to?
Yeah, bad game. Had a bad game. Had a great game the other day.
The performance that Devin had in the first half, is that the kind of thing that sets him apart from other players, that player of the year candidate type performance?
Well, that was a player of the year candidate performance today, that's for sure. But he's good. He's a senior. I mean, he's a senior. There's some really good seniors in this league, and they're so blessed to have him and Basabi, who are hungry. They're so close last year. He's watched the program just grow like this, and McCabe the same thing. I mean, they got 3 seniors. And I've had some teams like that. The seniors, they're going to make it happen. And those 3 are making this thing happen. And it's tremendous. It's a great story.
John, how difficult will they be to play in a tournament like setting with the amount of depth that they can throw at you and also the speed?
They can do a lot of things. I thought that was when we got back a little bit in the first half, and then he went back to his starters, and they took it away there at the end. So we have to, it's really good. We're going 8 deep, having that, 9, 10, 11 can bite you sometimes because guys don't get into a rhythm. But today it was really, really good.
John, when you need to match that, the size, physicality, especially the offensive glass, and you have that one big lineup. I mean, just over the course of the game, how difficult does it become?
It's very difficult to do. I mean, it's hard to do it, but it's really the only answer we have right now.
This is kind of like a disadvantage that you have to.
Yeah, you have to deal with it. We've got away with it so far with a pretty good record thus far. So there's sometimes you just we have to make the ball bounced our way a little bit in Ann Arbor. I thought in some rebounds, even though we didn't have good position. But they're just going to be all over the glass, and they got 4 guys going in there. The 2 White and the kid that transferred in from Wisconsin, and the 2 big centers. I mean, they're all Basabi and the big center. They're all over the place. I mean, their length is all I haven't seen, and they're all over the top of the rim. One of them's going to get it, but it's not the best way for us to play John and Jordan at the same time.
You mentioned having a response early. Why do you think the offense had such difficulty in that first 10 minutes?
They were really good defense. If you look at their percentages, they're a really good defensive team. You saw why today.
With Stauskas being...
We'd have to have been incredible with our 3-point shooting when we weren't today with open shots. We didn't get many of them. We had to make them all. And then we had to have good shot selection, which we didn't have early. And then we had the turnovers to start the second half.
We got time for a few more. We'll go with Neil and Rod.
With Stauskas being denied the ball like he was, is there a certain point in the game where you realize you might not have the 20-point Stauskas, him putting up that many shots?
We're not caring how many points a guy gets. We really aren't. We're trying to just win the game. And if they're taking away something, they're going somewhere else. But he tried to get some good looks. He attacked. He did some good things. Ball didn't drop for him. Some of the same shots that he had against Michigan State, he had to take. He didn't go down.
Of course, Nick and Glenn didn't give you what they typically give you on a game-to-game, but what's different about what John and Jordan have been doing during that streak? Those were kind of the 2 X factors for you. They haven't contributed at the same level. Is it something that opposing teams are doing, or they're just not getting the residual action?
Iowa's big men are really talented, and they're very, very good players, and they got really 4 of them coming at you. And so they really did a great job of, they dominated us in the glass, they dominated us in the post, they did a great job.
Iowa got 9 assists on their first 10 baskets. I was wondering what defensively, what kind of problems was that causing you for defensively, and were you able to, and what exactly were they doing that kind of put you on your heels a little
Most
bit?
of that was transition, where we ended up, whether it was a tough shot we missed, whether it was a bad shot we took or a turnover, they're in transition, they're great at it, and that's easy. You just find the open man and he knocks it down. They miss a couple of those, it becomes contagious. They make a couple of them, it becomes contagious. It became positive contagious for Iowa today.